Good to be here. First episode, the Guest House Live.
Salut.
Salut.
No, number one. You've got to start somewhere, I suppose.
You've got to start somewhere. For those that are joining us, there's probably not any, frankly, at this stage.
No, there'll be some.
There might be. I think my mum's going to tune in, actually.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So, this show really is about just two dudes who love music, having a chat.
That's right.
And it's kind of pushing us as well to look at new artists and to expand our music listening patterns and hopefully to go and see some more live music as well. That's kind of a big part of this.
We kind of have these conversations anyway all the time, just through the love of music, and wherever this leads, it doesn't matter because we're having these conversations anyway.
Mate, exactly.
It's just fantastic, and we have we have a beer. We talk about bloody music that's come out,
exactly.
And whatever else.
Yeah, 100%. So come on then.
I'll tell you a story. So
there's a story.
Yeah, so I smashed my phone at work.
Okay.
And so I was in mad panic, so I had to go to the office.
Yeah.
And there's a girl in there that does the phones.
Yeah.
And she was sorting me out, and she had some music on, and Olivia Rodrigo song came on.
Yeah.
And she was singing, I don't even know this girl, she was very confidently singing along to it. And I said that, I've seen her live. And she was like, I'm so jealous, how did you get tickets?
Yeah.
How, could you afford to go?
Yeah.
I said, well, next time my girlfriend wants to go, I'll let her go with you because it's absolutely terrible time. I mean, we went to the O2 and you're surrounded by maybe 16-year-olds, but probably they're actually 14.
Yeah.
And it's, quite woke environment.
I quite like some of her music. I think some of it's alright.
It's really hard. We both realised that actually she's got, because I didn't really know any of it, and my girlfriend, or wife, Christ, she'd always just the two really rocky songs that are really upbeat and not obviously disregards the rest of her songs. We went and there's so many slow ones.
Yeah.
To the point where there was only one thing to do, and that was stand by the bar all evening and drench myself in reasonably priced £8 plastic Carlsberg pints. So not my best venture. So this girl was singing. I said, Christ.
What did you pay for a ticket?
Oh, it was 180 each.
Ouch.
Plus the train.
Yeah.
And actually, we didn't stay in London.
Yeah.
We got the train back at 1 a.m, which was a really quite a fun thing to do. I slept for an hour on the train and arrived at home rather than spending 300 quid on a hotel room. So yeah, that's I said you can have it because it's not the one. But she's not even she's not even trending now. It's so funny how these artists come and then go. Yeah. But she's like she was like the biggest thing since sliced bread for a year, and then it's like Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I mean I actually saw Olivia Rodrigo's. I don't think she's headlining, but I think she's playing Glastonbury. I don't know if she's headlining. I might need to check that.
We're going to have to get tickets now. I mean, it's part of our new job role.
Yeah, it's part of our music journalism career.
How much is that? 300 quid?
I don't know.
It must be thereabouts. It was 200. I hadn't been for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it was 200 quid each now, maybe.
Anyway, moving on from Olivia, what have you been listening to this week?
What have I listened to? Well, it's all about the Pulp, more Pulp, but we'll obviously feature that more so.
We're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that in the new album section.
Exactly.
But to be honest, I haven't really listened to anything else other than new music this week, and for a good reason, because there's actually some really good fun stuff to talk about, which is actually almost rare.
Yeah.
Most new music that comes out I don't like, and I'll go back to listen to old stuff. So it's this time of year is always good because people seem to just release stuff in May. It's that summer. Everyone's trying to get the hit of the summer, aren't they? So yeah, I've been listening to mostly new stuff. So we'll get into that straight away, I suppose. What have you been listening to?
I've tried to listen to new music because I'm a creature of habit. and I listen to a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to expand my horizons is probably the way to put it. What I was trying to do is tap into my listening history on Spotify, which hasn't worked out for me very well. But there's kind of two like key people that I picked out this week that I kind of listened to. One I found, I think she had like something to do with BBC introducing. A bit like Ollie Olsen back in the day.
Yeah.
But her name is Mahala, I think is how you... Mahala Ray. Mahala Ray. She's only got an EP out that she released in 2022. And there's like some sweet tracks on there. There's one called, I think it's called Just For You. There's another one called
snippet?
501. Play a little snippet.
Just For You.
I think it's called Just For You. Mahala Ray, if you find her.
Christ. Mahala Ray.
Mahala Ray. And I really like the music.
What genre are we in?
Kind of singer-songwritery, a little bit Holly Humberston, which is a big part of my music repertoire.
It's not
Holly.
happening for me at all, mate.
You're not finding it. Well, that's fine.
Well,
we're going to get slicker at this.
Ask a dyslexic person to spell Mahala. It's not going to go very well.
M-E-H.
So I was M-A.
Okay, M-E-H-A-L-A-H. Space.
And I got whoa, slow down, mate. Do you want to just
let me type it?
I love listening to new music, and the BBC. You could say what you want about the BBC, but actually their music stuff is pretty good.
The problem we've got here is you're using YouTube Music. Other streaming services are available.
No, but it's very good, actually.
But it's
good because you get the music and then it links straight to the videos and whatever else. Pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
There's a.
And you can see
here you go. I'll play a little bit. We've got to be careful with whatever the right thing are.
Yeah,
with
maybe
playing music.
maybe
So
skip a bit so
we'll play a little bit. I'll skip it forward a touch.
Some chorus. Say it quite down tempo. Yeah, I mean that's right up your street, isn't it? You love that. You love that sort of echoey sound, don't you? You love that slow, a little bit London grammar for mine.
Yeah, there's a little bit of London grammar in there.
There's a lot to say.
It's very easy listening, is what I think.
It's very nice. But only an EP.
Only an EP. She's got not on YouTube, but on Spotify, which I think is the best music streaming service. Others are available, just to point that out. On Spotify, a couple of these tracks. So the one I just played, 501, has like 250,000 streams. So she's done well, but she's only got like Ollie Olsen level listeners per month.
Okay.
So she's obviously the queen of the music industry, or she's still going. I'm not quite sure.
It's good. Regardless,
so,
maybe she doesn't matter. She's put out music.
Yeah.
We like the music. Great. I'll have a listen to that.
Yeah. So that's one that I'll be listening to.
The sun's out, isn't it? And
yeah, it's nice driving music. I think.
So it's because in the UK. We could talk about immigration another time, but it's quite busy.
That's another episode, not this podcast.
It's quite busy, so you really don't. You've got to listen to a type of music that speaks to your driving style, which is going to be essentially going slower than you want to be, not making much progress, traffic jams and the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as open road, fast driving or progress.
True.
So you got to. That's a nice down tempo. Speaks to the road.
Yeah, it does. So Mahala, I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologies if you don't. Mahala Ray, yeah, cool. Please do some more music. I like it. We're going to move on in a second, but the other thing I've been listening to this week, new artists, along with all my other artists, the 1975, Sam Fender, U2, like very eclectic mix. But
we could talk about Bono.
Yeah, we could. Wonder Horse is the band. They're playing in Frome in August. Might
At a
get
festival
some tickets.
or
No,
just
I think it's in a pub or something like that.
a small gig.
So yeah, maybe we'll
Are
go
they
check them out.
English band?
English band. I think they've kind of released 2 albums. This is from their new album. The old album was called Cub, I think. The new one is pretty good. This is called Teal. I'm going to play a little snippet for you.
Teal.
When we were 15, nothing was real then, you know what I mean? I slept without dancing, I didn't mean it, it was all in a dream, man, only a dream. Only a dream.
Can we skip? Just for some liveliness.
Yeah, we just,
So much to give, now I live in a basement, I play it on my wrist, I think this is over, I think this is it.
I love the guitar noise in that. That's really nice. There's a lot going. The instrumentation's good. Struggling a bit with the voice. But it's rock and roll, isn't it? So you kind of go with it, I suppose.
I'm kind of with you. I love the production. Yeah, the album's pretty good. There's some tracks on there that you might want to skip. But there's Teal, there's one called Purple. There's a couple of others that are really good. I'm struggling with the vocals a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's just a bit like behind. It's a bit like washed and behind the sound, which is fine because the instrumentation carries it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But Christ, you just want. We can talk about Sam Fender's new album, can't we? Because it's.
I think we should. I think we'll put that in maybe next week.
Not now.
No, let's not do
I
something.
haven't listened to enough of it now.
We've got a couple of.
But yeah, we
records
just
to try
struggle with the it's a step backwards for him, isn't it? We could talk about it, but his vocals have gone. Before he was.
Are you talking about Sam now?
I'm talking about Sam Fender.
Oh, we are going to do Sam.
No, just briefly, because
Okay.
it was a perfect, beautiful segue, I think.
Well, you teed it up beautifully.
And his vocals on was it his first record or his second record, the famous one, 17 going under and whatever else.
So that's the second.
Second record. That's money for me. His vocal is like just about where it needs to be in terms of his singing style, his capabilities. Perfect bloody balance. Now it's got really gone behind the sound.
Yeah.
And it's like, Christ, you just have no idea what he's saying, do you?
Yeah, I really like Sam Fender. I think his records are good. I really like to see him live. He played that gig in Newcastle, like a stadium gig, I think, where Newcastle United play football.
Yeah.
And I watched some of the YouTube footage, and it looked like so good, like as an atmosphere.
Well, it's got that sort of stadium sound, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what I found the other day, listening to some of his stuff, and then sort of found a bit of Springsteen, some old Springsteen tracks. It's like the same. It's literally like the guitar sounds, everything is very, very
What, you were saying a little bit of conspiracy here, but it was a little bit untoward, a little bit of backsheesh.
It's borderline backsheesh.
No
way. It's really close.
Well, you can say
it's
that
really
about rock,
close.
can't you, really? I'd so much of the new stuff I listen to, I'm like, you just hear so much old stuff in it all the time. And Christ, is only 12 bloody notes, but the riffs and whatever else, it's like... Yeah, it's the worst thing when you hear something that's obviously something else, but you don't know what the other thing is, and you sat there going, "God, bed karate for weeks."
Should we move it on? Should we
Let's do
go
it.
on to...
That's it.
What are we going to call this? New Music of the Week?
Yeah.
Week?
Well, you can't call it New Music Friday. You can't, it's like, okay, shit, the Pulp's got a new record. Let's just say that.
Let's dive straight in.
We'll dive straight in.
We might, if we're good at editing, which we're probably not, we might put this on the screen because I'd like to show the album cover. So if I can, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, it will come up on the screen.
Yeah. Tremendous.
Tell me about it. What do you think? Because I've only listened to the whole record once, in the car.
Okay, The Pulp. More. The album's called More, which straight away is not a title track, so that's maybe a suggestion that they've released more music. I don't know, but maybe because if you listen to the album, the songs are great on their own. But if you listen to the whole thing in headphones a few times, which I have done, you find that there's a lot more going on in the lyrics than just like, oh, that's a nice song. It's like kind of but it's also jokey, but then it's also kind of really sinister at the same time.
Yeah.
So the album being called More, I think that's sort of speaking to society in a way that suggesting that it's all about more consumerism, materialism. We can talk about these things, but it's leaning towards that. And if you listen to the album the whole way through, it talks a lot about love, but there's this sort of other thing going on where it's like, it's not all it's cracked up to be, this bloody Western culture or whatever. So yeah, they haven't released anything since, is it 2001?
Well,
yes, 2001.
You've got
no records.
Is it 2001?
2001.
Yeah, sorry.
And
there's a remastered in 2012.
Yeah, and they haven't. I think it was not. The statistic is, it was bloody number one. It was the biggest. It's the number one album for 27 years. I think they haven't had one since then.
Wow.
And more importantly, Sabrina the Carpenter doesn't really look like a carpenter, but that's another story.
If carpenters look like that,
get around. What's your hourly rate? Christ. She's got a new song out, by the way, that we're not going to talk about.
We might talk about it a little bit in music news shortly, because I've got one thing I want to bring up. But carry on, sorry.
Superb. No. She was number one album for like 47 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a record. It speaks to the power of the way they do the album charts now, but based on TikTok and, it's all Chinese, it's all gone a bit wrong. But they've knocked her off.
Okay.
They've knocked
her off. Just to clarify, TikTok is a Chinese application.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying here. We're not saying everything's gone Chinese. We're just saying TikTok is a Chinese application. Carry on. Fine. I just don't want us to get cancelled.
Ollie, I'm doing my job as a
on.
controversial music journalist.
Controversial is key.
This is important.
Yeah, carry on.
This is important to speak out. And, TikTok is Chinese. It is, spyware. They're kind of spying on you.
Okay, I think we should move on from here.
Anyway, we've got Pulp. More Pulp. Christ. Okay, first song is the big one. It's, got nearly 1 million bloody views on YouTube. Spike Island, a little bit of a bass line. Probably not going to play it because we'll get blacklisted.
We might be able to play snippets. I reckon keep it no longer than 15 seconds.
I just want to hear this bass line right now.
Can I just, before we do that, actually no, play that and then I'll come back.
No, we've got something to say.
No, I just...
Am I wrong? My facts wrong?
No.
You've been sat over there fact-checking.
The reason I'm on my phone, if anyone's watching this, you're probably not, but if you are, the reason I'm on my phone is I don't really know the Pulp. It's not really my era.
Christ, neither do I. Not my era either.
But there might be some listeners. There probably isn't any listeners. But just to actually give them... So they've been in music since 1978 to the present day. Came from Sheffield, England.
I wasn't even a consideration in 1978.
No. They are a Britpop explosion of the 1990s alongside acts like Blur, Oasis, Suede. Fronted by charismatic and sharply witty is what ChatGPT. Other language models are available. Jarvis Cocker. That's how it reads.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I think it is not my cock, but maybe someone's.
Someone's.
That's another story. It's good, mate. It's really good. All the comments are, these guys were massive in the 90s. These are my favourite band. I'm so glad they're bloody done another record. Yeah. And it sounds good. It's really good. Yeah.
We'll play us a little snippet.
Okay, so this is the big track. Everyone's heard it. So.
Yeah, I mean
that bass line, it's basic, but it's everything it needs to be. I know it's not your sound, but the bass is just bomb, ba bomb, boom, bomb.
I think what I like about it, and maybe we don't have to cover all of it right now, but I think music is so different today. In a
It
bad
sounds
way,
like it.
that sounds old.
Yeah, that's what's so lovely. And Christ, he is old, but I watched him on Jules Holland BBC show, and he was singing live, super quirky with his little dance move. You watched it? Really good. No. It's so agreeable, but so wrong. He's like popping and locking all the time, really stylish, old guy with long hair.
Yeah.
And he was just like, we wanted to, he was saying how he wanted to push his vocals to make it sound the same as it kind of did in the 90s, and that gives the tracks the energy.
Yeah.
So, quick run through Spike Island, actually not my favourite track. I think it's just done well because it's got just a beautiful groove and whatever else.
Can I jump in? I listened to the whole thing once, and I was driving, so I probably wasn't giving it the full attention. But the only track out of the whole thing, well, actually, there's two tracks. One's called My Sex, which is interesting. I had the windows down, and I had to put the windows up and turn the track off because it's quite intense, actually. But
that's got a really good bass line as well.
The bass line's good.
Dum, 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 dum.
Do that again, that was good.
Dum, 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 dum.
No, the bass line's good, but forget that track. The track that came on that made me really listen was the Hymn of the North.
Yeah, it's good.
Which, if I remember correctly, I don't want it to play on my phone, but 5 minutes 38.
Yeah, it's really good. So
now that's not new music, is it? Like that's
no
one makes a 5 minutes 38
really
track.
Anymore. It's way down the record, but Christ, we can talk about the fact that it's only got fucking 11 songs, and you can listen to it in 45 minutes or whatever. Yeah. And remember all the songs and learn. Oh yeah, that's this track. You fucking. We're gonna talk maybe about the Little Wayne. It's like, it starts really well, but there's 17 tracks and you're lost. Same with Morgan Wallen. It's like, it's enough, and then for mine it like loses its quality because there's too many tracks. Yeah. 11 tracks, all of them are good for mine. Yeah. I love the sound.
Yeah.
The production's tremendous, with all the violins, all the strings, everything going on. I've listened to it quite a lot in headphones, and I feel like that's a must. Actually, in the car, on my sports Peugeot hi-fi, not the best, because you lose a lot. But in headphones, it's my favourite thing I've listened to all year, easily.
Your favourite record?
No, new for like this year. Anything new.
Okay, your favourite new record this year.
Yeah. It's my favourite. It's my favourite new thing since the bloody Cure's new record.
Wow.
Like, was it last year or the year before? Yeah. So bloody good. Anyway, let's get into it. Are you Hymn for the North?
I'd like you to play a snippet. Maybe go sort of mid towards the 3/4 mark, but just play a tiny bit. We're not really. Probably as much as we can do.
It's lovely. It's like got that echo, and he's on Jules Holland. He said he wrote that for a play, apparently, and then that's actually what stemmed.
And what it like didn't get cast. And
maybe it did or it didn't. But he performed.
How lazy is that, by the way? I wrote this for a play, and our record was supposed to be 10 tracks, and now it's 11 tracks because the play didn't get cast. Do you reckon that's what it is?
He said he was doing a gig, and then they played a couple of the new songs, and that was one of them, and the crowd didn't leave, so they were quite into it. So I'll get straight in. Tina is like an upbeat kind of love song, quite fun. Maybe you don't love it, I don't know, but then
I don't love any of them. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. But then straight after that, you're into this is one of the most lovely songs I've listened to for ages, and it's called Grown Ups, and it's kind of all about life, and the lyrics are fantastic. I won't play it. It's really upbeat. It's really groovy. You can absolutely picture yourself being in the audience, singing along to this chorus. I think the bloody song's almost written for that.
If you can afford a ticket.
I mean,
we're gonna have to tap up our
benefactors. Okay, where are we? It's just gorgeous.
But like, this is this the track that we kind of talked about a little bit off of this?
Yeah, we talked about it the other day, and the lyrics are fantastic. I need to find where we are because it's a long song again. It's telling a story almost the whole time, 6 minutes nearly. But it's just really, really cool. There's a lyric, I bloody know it anyway, so there's a lyric that basically says, "Oh, my friend said he moved near the motorway because it was good for commuting. I looked at him, I thought he was joking." And then it kind of cuts into the chorus, which is, fucking hell, I need to read it because it's just cheeky.
My friend said, "I'm moving near the motorway because it's good for commuting."
Yeah.
I thought he was joking.
Yeah, I thought he was joking. Because
are you raising this as that's really profound and we should all bow our heads to fucking Jimmy Cocker or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Or are you saying that that's bad?
No, it's really good writing.
You think that?
It's really... Because
I don't think that's good writing.
I thought his writing's really good because it's like... He's kind of just talking shit about everyday life. And then he's like... Yeah. But then there's an overarching meaning about it all. And I think I found it really refreshing to listen to because he's not talking about really serious stuff, which kind of is at the same time.
I mean, I don't know the record or the track, but here you go. This is the...
I'm trying to find the bloody chorus. It's a bit confusing.
I'm not sure that is great lyricism. Is that the right?
It is good. You haven't listened to it. You're not hearing the music, bro.
Because everyone wants to grow up. Is that part?
Everyone's got to grow up.
No,
that's the last. That's the punchline.
Oh, that's the punchline. I've gone straight. Well, look, that's how I would write. Go straight to the punchline.
No. It's a 6-minute track. You've never written a 6-minute track in your life, mate. Come on. There's this bit in it that goes. Basically, the whole song's about like being an adult, but actually you're still a kid, and it's quite hard to grow up, and we're all pretending to be adults, but actually, and it really spoke to me because I fucking hate being an adult, to be honest, and I'm trying my hardest to stay away from stay in my own lane, if you will. And there's this beautiful bit at the end that, because the whole song's a bit jokey, it's like you used to stress about, now you stress about wrinkles instead of acne, and it's kind of jokey the whole time. And then it does this like strip.
Sounds hilarious.
It is good. You have to listen to it, mate. You're in a bloody, a small insignificance of a person, by the way. This is the #1 album.
Hey, look, the production I think is fantastic. I think the sound is fantastic.
You obviously don't like the vocals.
I struggle with those types of songs where it's it's a bit like the kind of, is it Elbow? Is that or what was their track like, Common People? Is that
it's talking.
It's like it's a conversation.
It's conversational, but it's really. At first I was the same, and then I listened to it and I was like, oh my god, I had to go back. I had to skip back because it was so good. There's a beautiful bit in it where it strips right back, and he goes.
Is this on that same Grown Ups?
You're on the same track. We're always just talking about Grown Ups because this is the hit for me.
Okay.
And it's it basically strips back and it goes, we got a telescope and we looked out to sky and we saw a planet, and on that planet the people looked like they were having loads of fun. Right. So we built a rocket and we got on it and we've travelled there, but during the travel we lost our memory. And when we got there, we looked back at the planet we just came from, and it looked like everyone was having a good time.
Right.
But we'd run out of fuel. And then it's really funny because it goes, why am I telling you this story? I can't remember. It's really funny, but it's kind of like really hilarious at the same time. Because he's definitely like counterculture, this guy, because he's like, for me, that's just a massive dig against society going, we're all like buying the flash cars, maybe, you know, buying the Balenciaga or whatever else, but it's like you're not really happy. But from the outside looking in, you might look like you're the bee's knees. And I think he hints at that a lot throughout the whole record.
Yeah.
You know, and that song just spoke to me so much, just because I'm a bloody big kid and I'm trying not to be an adult, really. You know, if I didn't have a wife, Christ, who knows where I'd be? In the gutter with the boys around the road, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Well, I think you've summed it up perfectly, mate. I don't know what Rolling Stones said or, you know, the Daily Mail,
They
but
care. Doesn't matter.
The Guest House Live
we might be the new
fantastic.
Rolling Stones
We are.
magazine.
Obviously.
But the trouble is, you can get it right here because they're all corrupts. I've got absolutely no interest. I've got loads to talk about, but do you want to talk about a record?
No. I think we should move off from the Pulp. I don't know how long we spent on that, but for me,
it's quite but I could talk all day about this record. And I've only
can't.
barely talked about it. Okay.
And I've listened too long about it, so let's move on.
Well, let's cut to something else, something a bit more modern, if you will, and is this.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't sound modern.
It's Little Wayne.
Okay, so it's Little Wayne's new record.
Little Wayne's new record, Carter. I guess that says 6, V and a 1. Is that 6? V1?
Christ, are we doing
Roman numerals already on the first episode? I think it's 6.
Let's go with 6.
I don't know if he was dyslexic or what, but they spelled that THA, so it's not it's that. Like,
okay.
I guess that's a street thing.
It's a street thing.
It's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But bloody hell, it's, you know, I've never listened to Lil Wayne before ever, because I guess he's got some songs that are like really popular that he raps on.
Yeah.
But actually his, you know, rapping voice is questionable, isn't it? For mine. But it's this album starts really well for me. I really like Welcome to that Carter.
So
it's good to me.
This is part of a series, isn't it, for Lil Wayne? Because I have to admit, I'm not a big Lil Wayne fan. You can probably tell, this has been slightly weighted towards what Owen's listened to this week. I've sort of been catching up. But my understanding of it
he's just got so many records, you can't even begin.
He does,
to correlate the work, mate. Can you?
No, but there's the Carter or whatever he refers to it as. There's other tracks and other records that he's brought out. So this is part of a series.
Yeah.
Again, I'll try and flash it up on the screen for the video. If you're listening, you're probably not listening.
Boring album cover.
Yeah. So the album cover's like a theme though. So if you look,
really?
If you look at the other records, he's using that same kind of picture of him as a child. It's kind of funny that he's got face tattoos all over it.
Has he got face tattoos now? Is that what it is? So
yes.
so it's almost like
it's like him.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Which I think is kind of funny.
Okay.
But I mean, do you?
I actually like it goes back to the thing we were saying about 10 tracks. There's bloody 21 songs on this bonus record, and it's like I think 10 of them are maybe good. If he put out like just the good songs and put more, and by the way, put more time into them, then it's like you're away, aren't you?
I'm gonna say something very generic, and this isn't aimed specifically at Lil Wayne.
Goes with your trousers.
Goes with my trousers. Thanks for that. I just find at the moment every rap artist is kind of talking about the same thing, which you could pick that statement up and put it in any genre.
They haven't got a lot going for these chaps.
Well, it's all about drugs, women, cars. You know, I'm the greatest to ever do it.
What else is there though?
It's lonely at the top. Now I listened to the record I have to admit, I wasn't blown away by it. But there was one track in there. I'd like you to play a little snippet if you can. Maybe skip sort of a little bit of the way into it, because it just stood out like a sore thumb in this whole thing. And it's called "If I Played Guitar."
If I played guitar.
And frankly, if I play guitar, which I try to badly, it just I just think it's a cool title.
You liked it?
Yeah,
so,
I thought it was
so you,
different.
you did listen to it the whole way through?
I did.
And now you're saying it's not good?
I'm not saying it's not good.
I've listened to it like 3 times.
Maybe
man.
we have to give like a rating. We're going to have to rate these records. Because otherwise it's like the whole...
Yeah.
It's kind of pointless. I would give this record... I don't know... This might change over time. But I'm going to say we should rate out of 5 stars.
No, 10.
No.
5's not enough. Mate.
Yeah, but 10 is so big. Otherwise you'd have 10 stars.
I always rate it out of 10. I rate everything out of 10.
No.
I rate burgers out of 10, pizzas out of 10, wives 10 out of 10.
Yeah, well recovered.
There we go. So
Obviously your wife gets...
let's hear
10
this,
out of 10.
because I know the track, but I don't know it by name.
Only a
so
snippet, because we're going to get probably thrown out of all services for playing.
Yeah.
Right.
I
so
know the one. It's good.
It's good, but
Is that
it's
him singing?
Must be.
Yeah.
Didn't know he could sing.
Yeah,
It's
there's
very
no
generic,
features.
but now pick another track that I don't really care about. But you'll see it's just so different.
Strong plays, mate, by the way.
Really.
Getting a lot of clicks, this chap. Yeah, I mean 2 million plays basically across every single track.
Yeah, that is YouTube. It's YouTube though, so it's like it just doesn't count. It's
Number.
like-
Of course it counts. That absolutely counts.
No, I
this
just-
is the real life.
Well,
I don't really need to.
That's for another episode.
I don't
by the
really
way.
need to. I don't really need to play anything. I just want to say, Christ, I wish I might make a playlist of the 10 songs I like off this record and play that as an album, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of crap on there.
Here
I
you
love
go.
the song with Jelly Roll. That's really fun.
So I don't know much about Lil Wayne at all. So
No.
I'm sort of doing
It's
some.
got
live,
so much music it devalues itself. That's the trouble.
I'm doing some live research. Notable achievements: over 120 million records sold, including 25 million albums in the US.
Strong more than me. And certainly more than Ollie Olsen.
Certainly more than Ollie Olsen.
Christ.
He is the first male artist to surpass Elvis Presley for most Billboard Hot 100 entries.
Oh, wow.
183 tracks in his career has made it into the Billboard Hot 100, which is
Well, I guess
pretty
that's.
up there.
I guess you can't blame him for making so much music if he's that bloody popular.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
I
I've listened to it 3 times. Skip a few, but like for the most part, it's kind of it's a bit crap.
Okay.
But I kind of like it because it is a bit crap. It's a bit like bloody Morgan Wallen's record. Like
Yeah, we'll do
it's-
that. We'll
I
get
don't-
onto that.
I don't really like it, but then if I'm in the right mood,
Yeah.
I really like listening.
Yeah,
to it,
this kind of music for me is late night or the gym. Frankly, any other time, it's not well received.
I was listening to it at work with headphones on.
Yeah.
And it was it had a good pace for it for that for sure. Where,
Mate, I don't really have much else to say about him. There's a few
but
tracks
it's
on
it's worth listening to. I think.
Are we going to rate it? Should we rate it? Oh, mate, we can't rate it out of 10. It's so ambiguous.
No,
5,
because it's
anything.
really fun if you can give someone a 2.
Any record is rated out of 5, surely.
Hey, really?
I don't know.
I'd
I've
go
made
out
that
of
up.
10.
Alright, we'll do it out of 10 and then we'll review it and see what everyone else does and we'll copy them because that's exactly
I'm
what
going
this
out
is
of
about.
10, and for me, I'd struggle to go out of 5, but for me, it's an easy 6 out of 10.
See, no, for me it's like a 4 point. Well, we're not even going to do points because you've already made the scale huge.
But that's
so I'm
what
going to give
life's
it a
all
4.
about, isn't it?
I'm going to give it a 4. I don't. And the only thing I like about Lil Wayne is his catchphrase is "Young Money,"
Well,
and he's not that young anymore.
Yeah.
So
Washed up money.
old money. He's not old money.
Basically, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
but-
probably more money is what he's after.
I like
is
his
what would say.
tattoos. I've been dabbling about getting a bloody tattoo that says love on the side of my beautiful bald head. And this came to me on my honeymoon, actually. I thought it might be a good idea.
For anyone listening, Owen very recently got married to his lovely now wife. They've been together.
She thinks it's a really good idea.
What, being married? Or
No, to get love tattooed on the side of my head.
I disagree. I mean, from an employment point of view, on the basis this podcast
But
is not going to earn us any money.
I'm unemployed.
Well, that's a strong word. Unemployed. You're.
I'm a tradesman. It's absolutely fine.
Well, yeah, you're going to be fine. I would maybe not suggest that.
It's not like I'm gonna write a hate crime on my head or anything.
Well,
it's just gonna say love, which says a lot, doesn't it? We can talk about love if you want,
not now.
or heartbreak.
Play
Play some of your songs.
We'll play some of my songs. There's some heartbreak in there.
Okay, great. So, where are we then?
I think
done. Little Wayne.
I think let's wrap.
6 out of 10.
Let's wrap that up.
AJ Tracey. How are we doing for time?
I don't know. Is the honest answer? No idea. It doesn't have a time.
I think we're going well. I think we can do AJ Tracey quickly.
I don't think we should. I think we should. I actually, out of all the albums you suggested this week,
talk about it a little bit then, mate. Come on.
Okay, I'll do AJ Tracey then. Out of all the albums I listened to this week that you suggested,
Yeah.
this was the record I listened to the most because I listened to it in the gym. It's a great gym session album.
Yeah. Sorry about that. AJ Tracey live and
Slight
direct.
technical error. Don't know whether this is going to sound different because
Ollie was in charge of the boom.
I'm in charge of
booming the mic.
I'm in charge of audio for the first ever episode, and it
the first and last time.
Hasn't
by things.
hasn't gone that well. The microphone fell down. So anyway, we were talking about AJ Tracey. What I said was it's a great gym record if you want to get pumped up. This is really profound, actually. This is probably my favourite part of this whole record is the title. Don't die before you're dead.
It's good, actually. What comes to mind straight away? I didn't really notice that before.
Die before you're dead. AJ Tracey, don't give up the day job and become a philosopher, because that is not any good.
I think it's good.
Don't die before you're dead.
I hear you say that, and I think of the people on the train that commute to London every day with a blank face and a miserable soul. And you may as well be
That's
dead.
really good.
That's what I've been touched.
That's really well summed up, actually.
That's really gorgeous writing. I thought you might talk about the track "Third Time Lucky" because we listened to it together, and you said, "Oh Christ, I should probably send that to my mum."
Yeah, it's a nice track. I can't remember exactly the whole content of it. I'm not going to play it because we'll get onto other things. But yeah, it's kind of
It's lovely.
here's a couple of lyrics. I've seen my mum cry in her room because my birthday gift got robbed from her office. So it's very heartfelt. Obviously I don't know AJ. Of course I don't. Don't know a huge amount about him.
Yeah.
But obviously he's a big time player now. 6 million monthly listeners on Spotify. But it's a good record.
So this is his fifth record, actually. I've missed a couple of them along the way. But what's nice about this record is it's not far from Ladbroke Grove in terms of sound. It's really it's what you want. It's not bloody groundbreaking. It's not the best thing you've ever heard. Yeah. But if you like AJ Tracey, you like this album.
Yeah.
Won't you?
And like you said, Third Time Lucky, the third track on the album, nicely done,
that's
AJ.
really lovely.
That's
I like the album cover as well. It's colourful.
Album cover. If I can flash it up,
There's
I will.
a lot going on.
For those that are listening, it is kind of like a cartoon bear that's got bandages on, running across the street in front of Westminster Palace.
Yeah.
To you, Big Ben Owen, because you're probably not that well educated, so you might not know what Westminster Palace is.
Well, I don't like London really. It's a bit big and scary.
Yeah, just maybe stop there. Don't say anything about immigration or anything like that. Cause
No.
But yeah, there's some great tracks on there. You got Crush, which is the fourth track. Georgia Smith is on that. We won't play it, but it's like actually quite an old school vibe, isn't it?
That's it. It's got its own sound, and it's not necessarily following any bloody trends or whatever. So it's quite refreshing to listen to. Whereas you compare it to Lil Wayne album, it's bloody completely different. And Lil Wayne is obviously following trends. There's a track with Jelly Roll, there's a track with bloody Bono on it, and it's it's all bloody modern. He's just speaking to the audience really. Whereas AJ Tracey seems to do what he wants.
He does. Well, look, don't die before you're dead. Great motto to live your life by. AJ Tracey new album. Have a listen. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I think it's good.
I second that because I need to listen to it one more time to really score it, but probably 6 out of 10. I think it's probably thereabouts. It's not as good as the album with Labrador Grove on. But it's good regardless.
Okay. All right, moving on.
AJ Tracey is the title.
We are at the time of recording this. Don't know when this is going out. That's something that podcaster people say, I think.
In a minute. It's live, mate. Guess that's live.
Guess that's live. Obviously, we're recording this live.
Yeah.
In inverted commas. But we're going to edit out the bit where the microphone fell off.
Leave it in.
At the time of recording this, the Isle of Wight Festival just started.
Oh, cool.
We are recording this this weekend. South coast of
I
England.
can't believe I've never been. Just that.
I've never been either. So the Guest House Live, based in Southampton. Not going to tell you the address, so you don't come and rob us of all our musical equipment
and knowledge.
And Owen's very expensive wedding ring that he's just paid for.
Yeah, my wife's one, by the way, not mine.
Are you even wearing yours?
No.
Don't worry about marriage. I thought very quickly we just look at some of the lineup. I don't know if I've got it up here.
I know.
So I'll read some of them out.
I know nothing.
You know nothing. So Friday, tomorrow, it's Thursday today. Headliner on Friday night, Sting.
Ah, okay.
With
the band, or just on his own?
It must be with a band. I'd love to see him because I wonder whether he's still got it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't love his music all the while. I know he's got 2 really lovely, beautiful, massive songs.
Yeah.
And then the rest is a bit far out for mine. Yeah. It's not my favourite by any means.
I like it. Another one of the kind of top artists on Friday, Amy McDonald. Do you know her? She had a record, This Is the Life. And we're singing the song, and this is the life. Yeah. Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
that was nicely done.
It's not my sound.
It's not necessarily my sound, but...
Well, I'm not rushing there for Friday.
No, I wouldn't rush there for Friday. It looks like it all kicks off on Saturday with headliners, Stereophonics.
Ooh. Imagine that live. Still, wow.
Just banging out Dakota in the middle of the Isle of Wight.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's good.
The weather, by the way...
Oh, shit.
Unbelievable. The weather right now in the UK, for all of our worldwide listeners, outrageous.
Leave your welly boots at home, mate. Pack your flip-flops and rip in.
Great advice.
Pack your sun cream.
Pack your sun cream. Yeah. Take some extra water. So Stereophonics on Saturday. Yeah. The Script, I love The Script. Fantastic band. You got Busted, Razorlight. Razorlight is a fantastic band.
It's pretty old actually. School lineup, isn't it? It's a bit.
It always is.
It's not very trendy, but is it all the while?
Yeah, often that's the way. And then
used
Sunday.
to be able to hear it from my mum's house in Milford.
Did you?
Yeah. But barely, just the bass.
Yeah.
Baby. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Justin Timberlake on the Sunday is the headliner. JT, not for me. Is what
long way from Vegas. Because he just when I went to Vegas, whenever it was, a couple of years ago, he had a residency at the new skyscraper that just got put up there for however long.
Okay.
And it's strange that he'd do a residency in Vegas and then be playing at
it's not strange, is it?
Festival.
I mean, they've probably come to him with a massive check and said, by the way, you don't have to travel. You just have to stay here.
Oh no, I can see why he's doing a residency. I just find peculiar that he's then now doing the Isle of Wight Festival.
It's money, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Ultimately, all of this is money.
Greedy.
Although maybe I'll come back to that in a sec. Clean Bandit, James.
Yeah.
James.
Do they have any? Do Clean Bandit have any new music?
I don't care. Yeah.
Because
And then
they
on
were
Thursday, Example is playing on one of the other stages.
wicked,
That'd be quite
quite lively.
So yeah, it looks like a cool lineup.
It's quite
we should
family.
go. That's what I'm saying. We should go. It's quite it's quite
I'm a
family.
little bit busy this weekend.
No, not this weekend. I can't go this weekend. I've got
Yeah.
very important things to do, like edit a podcast.
Yeah, clean cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Christ. It's quite a family affair, isn't it? It's not like
it's not like a Reading
not
or a
dig.
Transmit. It's not really kind of Transmit Festival. Sorry.
Christ.
What did you think? Maybe that's not.
I want to go there.
Okay.
I said trans or something.
That's not good.
Robin played me a bloody song yesterday. I was blown away. It was a girl group, can't remember the name, playing a live version of YMCA, and is that the song? And they were saying them instead of something. Fucking hell, it was bad to watch.
Okay, I think we should leave that one there.
It was
So, yeah.
funny actually.
That is the lineup, give or take. There's some other artists on here which are pretty cool, but it looks cool. Maybe we should check it out one year. I'd like to go. It's really close.
Well, we got to get into it.
We
mate.
could get the
I mean,
hovercraft.
We need to.
Get the hovercraft over there.
What?
There's a hovercraft that goes from Portsmouth to the Isle of Wight that we could get.
Well, I'll just probably get the red funnel that's a walk away.
Yeah, we
actually.
could do that.
We got to go some more.
Yeah,
my friends.
We'll come on to festivals. I want to do that on
Yeah.
a podcast. We're going to talk about
All
festivals.
my mates are all poncy bastards. They never bloody want to do anything because they won't camp in the rain.
Yeah, that's me. I don't want to
You
camp. If anyone,
and my girlfriend.
if anyone knows of a way that doesn't cost 30 grand to go to a festival where you can not camp, but you're sort of still on site, let me know because I'd love to go.
We have
we're
to
moving
just
on.
sack up, mate.
Yeah,
we get a premium
I'm
tent.
not doing that. We're moving on. Kind of to wrap it up, this is a section of the show, if we're going to call it that we want to evolve and have kind of as a weekly thing. We want to get some suggestions from people we know.
A few suggestions would be fantastic.
We'd like some suggestions.
I'm not very
we
good
want to
writing,
get people
so
to know.
it'd be good.
We might change what it's called because I've done this very quickly on the way over here.
Yeah.
I obviously wasn't driving and texting and writing notes on my phone. I would have pulled over to do this, but I've called it Music Match,
Music match.
which might need some work.
I think
But
that
basically,
might need some work.
Music Match is pairing music or an artist or a playlist or a particular song to a scenario. So this week's Music Match is written by me. It isn't personal to me. That's the one caveat. You can read into that however you want. But to dive straight into
I
it,
love this section already, actually.
to dive straight into it, I'm gonna just outline the scenario that we're dealing with that we need to pick music to match to.
Yeah.
So, I am a 22-year-old. I'm not. I'm 26. This isn't about me actually. I'm a 22-year-old. I've just bought my first property. I am living on my own.
That's and by the way, that's
Well done.
That's pretty good game.
Well done.
22.
Whoever this is, well done.
Well, real player. A real
It's
player.
hard to get on the property ladder.
On the ladder.
On the ladder. It is a male. Just to point that out, it is a male.
Man.
A man.
A young man.
22, male, just bought his first property, starting to kind of, look at, can he woo a lady? Can he bring a lady back to his bachelor apartment? And he does. He
This
goes
has
out.
quickly become an adult-only podcast.
No. It's very PG. We're not going to get into any details. But he wants to woo a lady. He's managed to find a lady with consent that he's brought back to his apartment. He hasn't just kidnapped anyone. It's not that part of the show.
So he's gone out.
He's gone out. He's wooed a lady, bringing her back to the apartment.
Yeah.
And he's thinking already before he puts the key in the door to walk through into the apartment, I've got to get the mood right. I've got to get the lighting, the ambient lighting, but I've got to pick the music that's going to set the scene. Obviously, we're not going to get into the graphics. He's hoping to score, should we say?
Well,
What
this
are you
is
going to?
quite-
I'm gonna put this to you first because I've pretty much thrown this upon you in the show.
This
What are
is
you
quite
going to?
out. This is quite out of my wheelhouse, by the way, because I've been a one-woman man since the age of 15, and prior to that, I was a no-woman man. So,
So it's, I'm not exactly speaking from experience here, so I'm going to have to speak from creativity.
Surely with your good lady, you would have, put a
You
bit
don't,
of
baby, when
mood music on.
You don't need music when you look this good, what can I say? But this is actually really tricky, because we could talk about, whether the chick is being quite forward or quite standoffish. You don't want to overstep the mark, do you?
I think let's not.
You don't want to
let's
overstep
not
the
start
mark.
discussing.
So, for mine,
what do you?
there's only one song that sits.
So you're going with a song, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for mine, per personal
So
experience,
song-
you only really need one song. Let's be honest. And
I feel like you've stepped over a mark there.
what?
He's trying to woo her. He
what?
hasn't already scored.
Okay,
this is part of the build.
And maybe, you can play this record then, but play this one first. Because Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus, Turn Your Lights Down Low.
Oh, that's
It
good.
really sets the mood.
That's
Quite
good.
aggressive.
Okay. Okay.
If that's too much,
Yeah.
you might just want to consider maybe not playing anything, because it's quite hard to get right, I think, this actually.
Give me the aux. So I've been thinking about this quite a lot, which is worrying.
Well, it's more
It's
as
more-
a single bachelor.
It's more up my
This
street.
might be a situation you might find yourself in one day.
It is.
Imagine that.
Potentially. Now, I haven't picked a particular song. I've kind of picked more of an artist that I thought was quite fun. It is a woman, a lady artist.
Oh, a lady wooer.
And I'm going to play the track that I would put on as soon as I arrived into my bachelor apartment, which is called Suzanne, the new record by Ray and Mark Ronson.
Oh, it's good!
I like it. We
That's
can talk
great.
about it. They should definitely do an album. Maybe
we
we'll
have
talk
to
about
do
Ray
more.
another time.
It's fantastic sound.
It's a great sound. And
It's a great
I'll
sound.
play you a snippet if I can without fucking this up.
Yeah.
But it's just, and I would basically,
fantastic.
there's a fantastic thing on Spotify where you just go like, play song radio, and it plays similar songs, and that's exactly what I do. This is kind of woo lady music, because it's a bit
It's got a good
light-hearted.
tempo to it.
You rest your left ear on my shoulder, and I wonder if that's just how you are.
Quite different to mine.
Quite different. It kind of. So I've gone for upbeat. Bear in mind, it's background music, isn't it? You're not going to be listening to the, and I feel like you could leave that playing.
I think you might have won. I think that's quite good, because mine's a bit.
Yours is a bit forward.
Mine's a bit forward and a little bit intentional.
Yeah.
Whereas that's just like, hey, I'm just playing
playing
some nice music.
yeah,
Don't even think
there's
about
no
it.
pressure.
Don't think about it.
There's no
Would you like a
pressure.
cup of tea?
Yeah.
Or or not a cup of me? Whatever. But
As I'm
that's quite
wondering
good. It's
about
quite busy, so you don't really listen to it.
Yeah.
But it's a good song at the same
Yeah.
time. We talk a little bit more about Ray.
We should.
on another episode. She's good.
We should talk about that on
Yeah.
another episode.
She's good. Should we call it there, champ?
Yeah, I was going to do like song of the week, but I think we'll leave it. Maybe we'll throw that in another time. Because
there's only one thing. There's only one thing to say. Listen to the fucking Pulp with headphones on, because it's that fucking good.
I would agree to you.
100%.
Or I would agree with you rather than agree to.
You can do whatever you want to me.
Fantastic. Nice one, brother. The beers are gone. Let's replan. I can smell some dinner cooking.
Yeah.
Happy Thursday.
Happy
Here we
Thursday.
go.
See you in a week.
One in the books if the
One
camera's
of the-
working.
Hopefully the recording works.